I've also read in the statements to the court that you were married to someone else when you had that relationship.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Getting pulled over by the police and arrested for this was the way this information came out in your marriage as well.
That ended my first marriage, yeah.
Mr. Hayslip horrifyingly learned he was a father when he was pulled over for speeding, handcuffed, and jailed for failure to pay child support on a kid he'd never even heard of.
I had moved from southern Michigan to northern Michigan. I was on my way back, about a 200-mile trip to southern Michigan. I was pulled over for speeding. Failure to pay support. In fact, they handcuffed me, and when they did, I was pretty mad, and I struggled a little bit with him. He was adamant about it, and I asked, well, who is it? And he's like, well, it's not coming up.
His ironclad defense for the past 19 years? The timeline is off by 2 months. He says he was only with her mother for about a month, making this pregnancy mathematically impossible.
When I was released from the county, they gave me a court date. They stated the mother's name and the child's name, and I'm like, look, it's the timeline's off. There's no way. It's off by at least 2 months. I had only seen her mother for maybe a month.
You were intimate with Ms. Hayslip's mother in October and November, but Ms. Hayslip was born end of September on the 25th.
In a wild twist right out of a movie, Celeste discovered she had a potential sister when she met a random girl in her school who also claimed Mr. Hayslip was her father.
I met one of the Hayslips in school, which is Courtney. And I told her that my dad was David, and she also said that was her father. And she went home to my Aunt Susie and told her that she met me. My Aunt Susie told her the truth.
Up until that point, you all going to the same school and don't know you're potentially sisters?
Yes.
For a long time, they rode the same school bus and didn't even know it.
But wait, Mr. Hayslip's own sister actually sided with Celeste against him, believing the girl was her niece and trying desperately for years to get her brother David involved.
Yes, I do. I met Celeste when she was like 5, 6. Her mother kept approaching me, and I didn't know who she was. And then she was approaching me, telling me that my brother fathered her daughter. I kept asking her and asking her and asking her to let me know Celeste, get to know her. She denied me. She wouldn't let me get to know her.
He claims he was deemed the father by a shady default judgment after being served at an old address, legally trapping him into 18 years of payments for a fling.
And I've fought, it's Cass County, Michigan. I have fought them for years. Every month, I have filed paperwork with them. They deny me, they deny me, they deny me. Since I didn't answer the letter, the original letter for the blood, back then it was a blood test, then I was deemed the father by default.
Exactly.
And they're saying there's nothing I can do to get a DNA test. For 18 years, I'm stuck paying social support no matter what.
The affair that started it all. Mr. Hayslip shamefully admits he was actually married to another woman when he hooked up with Celeste's mom, and this secret baby drama destroyed his first marriage.
I've also read in the statements to the court that you were married to someone else when you had that relationship.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
So this whole getting pulled over by the police and arrested for this was the way this information came out in your marriage as well.
That ended my first marriage, yeah.
His other excuse for having doubts? He claims her mother had already tested possibly 3 or 4 other men for paternity before his name was ever even brought up.
They had tested 2 men that I know of, possibly 3 or 4, before my name even got brought up. And I can tell by looking at her, my best friend at the time, she looks exactly like him.
In a truly heartbreaking moment, Celeste reveals she spent over 5 agonizing years in foster care after he allegedly refused to take her in, a cruel claim he denies.
When he said that he would not take me because of foster care, that also hurt me so bad, because I went to foster care for 5.5 years because he said no.
Even though I denied her as my child, I'm still a human being. I wouldn't check on her well-being, on where they would not tell me where she was being placed.
His ultimate, unbelievably cruel demand before the results are even read, whether she's his biological daughter or not. He wants her to strip his last name from hers because she's not good enough.
Wait, Judge, before you read the results, can I ask you 2 things?
Absolutely. What would you like to know?
Any way this turns out, I ask that she takes my last name away from her. The other thing, if it turns out she's not mine, I ask for all child support money that's ever been paid to her to be returned to me.
First off,
Even if she proves to be your daughter, you don't want her to have your name.
The courtroom is on edge. Is this man who called his potential daughter not good enough for his name about to face the ultimate, long overdue reality check?
when it comes to Celeste Hayslip, Mr. Hayslip, you are her father.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she had picked me up hitchhiking across town. Shortly after that, maybe after a couple of months, we had rented an apartment, and I believe she had an ex-boyfriend that wasn't happy about the situation. You know, she had told me she had 3 kids and that she was about 12 years older than I was. We kept it amicable, and then at one point in time, I'm not sure how it happened, but he had burned all my clothes up in the fireplace.
For 20 agonizing years, Ms. Manship has searched for her dad with only a single name and one photograph after learning the man who raised her was not her father.
Ms. Manship, at the age of 10, you were shocked and devastated to learn that your dad was not your biological father. That began your 20-year search to find the man your mother claims is your father.
She sat me down. She had one picture. This is the one picture that she gave me that I've had for the past 20 years.
In a paternity court first, the show has located the mystery man, Mr. Laup. He's about to meet the 30-year-old daughter he never even knew existed.
Well, Ms. Manship, this court has located him, and he will join us in a moment. This will be the first time meeting him and your mother's first time seeing him since they broke up more than 30 years ago.
Ms. Manship tearfully tells him how she spent decades desperately searching for him in old phone books, online chat rooms, and even the bar where her mom first met him.
We had a place where we hung out when we were younger, and I would stop a police officer and I'd say, how do you go about searching for somebody that you know nothing about, that all you have is a name and a picture? Since my early teens, I've searched everywhere. I've searched phone books. I've searched online. In the past 20 years, nobody has ever given me even a single detail of where he's from or where he lived.
Their wild backstory is one for the ages. Her mom picked him up, hitchhiking, they shacked up, but then her jealous ex-boyfriend burned all of his clothes in the fireplace.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she had picked me up hitchhiking across town. Shortly after that, maybe after a couple of months, we had rented an apartment, and I believe she had an ex-boyfriend that wasn't happy about the situation. You know, she had told me she had 3 kids and that she was about 12 years older than I was. We kept it amicable, and then at one point in time, I'm not sure how it happened, but he had burned all my clothes up in the fireplace.
Mr. Laup, not to be outdone, immediately retaliated against the jealous ex by completely tearing up his motorcycle. This love triangle was literally explosive.
For what reason? I don't know why his motorcycle was outside. I kind of tore it up a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
How did their fiery romance end? He came home to their apartment and found her and her ex crashed out in the bedroom asleep, so he left and never looked back.
I believe, Your Honor, we had to get together at the apartment, and I believe I walked in the bedroom and both of them were crashed out in the bedroom. I guess that's probably what threw the towel in for me. But I thought that I was in town for at least about 6 months after that.
So you caught her and her ex together?
All right, they were both asleep in the bed. I don't know what.
Mr. Laup's ultimate, unshakable reason for doubt. He's been married 4 times over 24 years and has never fathered any children. He was convinced he was shooting blanks.
I didn't believe it. I figured it probably was a mistake. Mainly because the fact that she knew quite a few people. You know, I mean, she had a lot of male friends and been married 4 times. First marriage was 12 years and I didn't have any children. Second marriage was 2 years. 6-month marriage after that and still no children. Then 8-year marriage after that without any children. So I really didn't believe that.
In a gut-wrenching reveal, Ms. Manship confesses through tears that she named her own son Dallas Trent in honor of Mr. Trent Laup, the father she had never met.
I've believed that he's been my father so long that I actually named my youngest son after him.
You did?
I did.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I named him Dallas Trent because I didn't want to miss the opportunity, if he was, to have one of my children have his name in it.
Even more heartbreaking, Ms. Manship admits she has never gotten married because she has been saving that one father-daughter moment of her real dad walking her down the aisle.
I haven't been married. In hopes that maybe one day I did find him, I'd have that one moment left with him. That's the only moment I have left as a father and daughter type thing, so.
The courtroom is emotional. Will Ms. Manship finally get her father-daughter dance, or is the man who thought he was sterile right all along?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Laup, you are the father.
Sure can. You had a couple of great stand-up singing groups during the 70s. Temptations, Four Top, Shy Lights out of Chicago. Bunch of #1 songs on the R&B charts. With the amount of sample that has been done throughout the years, publishing has got to be well into the millions.
The confirmed children of Shy Lights legend Creodell Jones are here to prove Mr. Triplett is not their secret brother, just a fraud after their dad's estate.
Ms. Yarbrough, you were here previously in this very courtroom to prove that the late Shy Lights member Creedell Jones was your biological father and that Michael Jones is your brother. The results from that case prove that Creedell Jones is your father.
But Mr. Triplett, who is 2 weeks older than the oldest known son, claims he has always been told the famous singer was his biological father.
Mr. Triplett,
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
state you've always known that Ms. Creedell Jones is your father, and you hope that once the DNA results are revealed, Ms. Yarbrough and Mr. Jones will welcome you with open arms.
Yes, Your Honor.
The son, Mr. Jones, points to the proof. Their famous dad is on his birth certificate, but conspicuously missing from Mr. Triplett's.
Plus, my dad signed his name on my birth certificate, as well as my brother Irvin's.
You grew up thinking you were the oldest child.
Yes, for 50 years.
You say your father signed your birth certificate, both of which list Creedell A. Jones as father. So, Mr. Triplett, is Mr. Jones on your birth certificate?
No, he isn't.
Mr. Triplett's only childhood memory of his alleged dad, the singer patted him on the head, handed him a crisp $100 bill, and then walked away forever.
The first memory of meeting him, I was maybe 8 or 9. He pulled up in a car and kind of pat me on the head, handed me $100, and went up to talk with my mom. And I left. Came, but this time my relatives were there. Spoke with my relatives. They knew him and I guess these other gentlemen. I didn't know who they were. And I was able to recognize from the first time that I met him that that was the guy that my mom pointed out to me was my father.
The already proven daughter, Ms. Yarbrough, is convinced this is all about money, suspecting Triplett only surfaced after seeing her emotional case on a previous episode.
Did you ever hear that in addition to yourself, there were other children?
I mean, the only ones that I've heard of were Mr. Jones and his brother Kubi when I got here, but I've never heard of him. I don't know where he come from. We just been through this, and now here we are again, somebody claiming that they're, a heir, a rightful heir, whatever. And I mean, if you are, that's fine.
A music industry expert confirms the Shy Lights estate is worth millions, but also notes that 70s rock stars had free-spirited activities, so surprise kids are common.
Sure can. You had a couple of great stand-up singing groups during the 70s. Temptations, Four Tops, Shy Lights out of Chicago. A bunch of #1 songs on the R&B charts. With the amount of sample that has been done throughout the years, publishing has got to be well into the millions by now.
A rumor is even revealed that their famous father may have had as many as 32 kids. Could Mr. Triplett be one of the lost 32?
I mean, it's been told that he has about 32 kids, which I don't know if that is so or not.
32?
32.
Stunning plot twist. The other brother, Irving, takes the stand and says he actually believes Triplett is their sibling after a Shy Lights bandmate connected their mothers years ago.
I haven't seen my dad, our dad, since I was 3 years old, 1972, featuring one of the Shy Lights members. I looked at that in that magazine, read the article, telling her who I was. I haven't seen my father. I wanted to find him. She told me she would forward the email to the proper person. Later that day, I get an email back telling me, so I took a picture, snapped it, sent it to him. I get an email back saying, today your lucky day. Marshall wants you to call him.
Despite this bombshell testimony from his own brother, a stubborn Mr. Jones is completely unmoved, declaring, "It doesn't change my mind. He don't look like me."
In light of the testimony we've all just heard, does this change your mind at all?
No.
It doesn't.
No.
Why?
He don't look like me.
So you're basing this
I'm going
on...
back. He look like me. She look like me. My other sisters and brothers look like me. And we all look like our dad. He has no resemblance.
The day that before I went on to life support, we did have sex.
What day did you go into the
I
hospital?
went into the hospital on August 26, 2012.
So you saying August 25th, you all were intimate?
Yes, Your
Without protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
This man was literally left for dead. After waking up from a coma, he discovered his ex, Ms. Forrest, was pregnant and the baby could be his or her husband's.
Mr. Webb, you have been waiting 2 years for this day. You claim the defendant, Mrs. Forrest, left you for dead only to find out once you got out of a coma that she was pregnant and that the baby could be yours or her husband.
Mr. Webb is coming out swinging and ready for war. He declares if 2-year-old Elena is his daughter, he's coming for full custody rights. The husband just says, "You ain't getting her."
My intentions are to fight for full custody rights if she is my daughter.
Well, that's my daughter, and you ain't getting her.
How did she move on so quickly? While poor Mr. Webb was fighting for his life in a coma, she had already shacked up in a motel with her husband.
Your Honor, I have a letter from my mom where I was on life support when she came to drop off my stuff.
Which we were already broken up by
the
then.
Motel with Mr. Forrest.
This is evidence you'd like me to see?
The conception window is absolutely mind-bogglingly tight. They had unprotected relations on August 25th, and he went went into a coma on life support the very next day.
The day that before I went on to life support, we did have sex.
What day did you go into the
I
hospital?
went into the hospital on August 26, 2012.
Without protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
So why did she even bother telling Webb's family about the birth? She shamelessly admits it was just in case that he did come by being the father.
I messaged his
on
mother.
Facebook, his family, to let them know. Why do that if you know for certain that Mr. Forrest, your husband, is the child's father?
Just in case that he did come by being the father, he could say that
He wasn't there for the birth.
After 2 years of this nightmare, Mr. Webb has never been allowed to meet his potential daughter, Elena. He claims Ms. Forrest has blocked him and dodged him at every turn.
I have not met Elena. We have set up dates plenty of times.
they have all been under his terms where he wanted to go.
I have drove from whenever she told me that I could meet Elena, I spent the last $80 I had put in gas. She had backed out, changed her phone number, and blocked me on Facebook.
She admits she's been blocking him. Her pathetic excuse? She's afraid that he's going to take my daughter and there's nothing I can do to get her back.
I'm afraid that if he does get to see my daughter, that he can run off with her, and
Because he's
there's
done
nothing I can do to get
So
her back.
you admit, Miss Forrest, that you've been blocking Mr. Webb from seeing Elena.
The ultimate showdown begins. Her husband, Mr. Forrest, viciously threatens Mr. Webb. This is our child, not yours, and I will fight you for full custody.
I will
He's
fight
wanted
for
to see
full
her, but he
custody.
hasn't wanted to
This
do nothing
DNA
under-
test proves that I am Elena's father. I will fight for my
This
full
is my
custody
child,
rights.
and I will fight you for custody. No, this is our child, not yours, and I will fight you for full custody.
Jaw-dropping confession. The husband, who's been playing daddy this whole time, finally admits he doesn't know for 100% if she's his. Either I am or he is, he exclaims.
You're
Well, whether
Elena's
I am or he is.
Oh, wait. No. I'm saying, are you convinced you're her biological father?
There's a possibility, yes, but I don't know for 100%.
You're raising her as
My own.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will end it all. Is Elena's father the man who almost died, or the husband who's been unknowingly raising another man's child for 2 years?
that her biological father is Mr. Webb.
I am holding up a birth certificate. True enough, my mama was wrong for handwriting it in because he was not there when I was born. He came later. She wrote it in because she know who her baby daddy is. But when I filed for my new one, it came up blank on his name. That means she wrote it in. Yeah, my mama probably look crazy for making a crazy move, but she know who her father is.
This man is being financially destroyed, owing over $92,000 in child support for a 34-year-old woman, Ms. Backus. He is absolutely convinced is not his.
Ms. Smith, you and your father, Mr. Wooten, are suing prove Ms. Backus is not his biological daughter. You say your dad owes more than $92,000 in back child support for a child who isn't his and is on the verge of losing everything because his income is being garnished by 50% each month to pay off that debt.
Ms. Backus tearfully recalls being held down by doctors for a blood test as a little girl, screaming for a father who never bothered to show up.
If that's the case, then he should have showed up when I showed up and when they took blood from me just to have the test. He should have showed up for the test and we wouldn't be here today. First of all, I remember being young and scared and I started crying for my dad. He made me sit in his chair and there were about 5 or 6 doctors that held me down and blew dry for me. And all I remember is I kept screaming for my father.
The relationship timeline is a total disaster. He swears they were only together for 4 months. She claims her mom told her it was 7 years.
I was conceived when a year later after him and my mother was together. And they was together for 7 years, so you tell me.
They were not together for 7 years.
I met her mother, I think about 2 months after we been together. She said she was pregnant. 4 months after we was together, we broke up.
Well, Daddy, you and Mama got 2 different stories, and I'm coming to find out today.
Because Miss Daniels is a liar.
His other daughter, Ms. Smith, claims Ms. Backus's mother is legendarily deceitful, which is why she and her alleged sister were kept apart their whole lives.
I did grow up knowing that a child was born at the end of their relationship. As we were growing up, myself and my 2 brothers, we did not discuss Miss Backus because not
Girl, don't make both our brothers all
one
over
way
that,
or
right?
another what actually was my father's child, because Miss Backus' mother has a long history with our family of being extremely deceitful.
The Facebook drama is piping hot. Backus posted pictures claiming, "Don't me and my sister look just alike?" Smith bluntly fires back, "No, we do not."
The rumors, her kid found me on Facebook a couple of years ago. Ooh, we found out, oh, you the lost child.
Oh,
you know, and
Miss Backus sent me a Facebook and I accepted it because I did know her. And then after I accepted the friend request, then she would post up pictures online. Don't me and my sister look just alike? No, we don't look alike.
The birth certificate is a confirmed forgery. Ms. Backus admits her mother illegally handwrote Mr. Wooten's name on it because he wasn't there for the birth.
I am holding up a birth certificate. True enough, my mama was wrong for handwriting it in because he was not there when I was born. He came later. She wrote it in because she know who her baby daddy is. But when I filed for my new one, it came up blank on his name. That means she wrote it in. Yeah, my mama probably look crazy for making a crazy move, but she know who her father is.
The other sister, Mrs. Smith, drops a bomb. She remembers as a child that Backus's mother would have other men come to their house while her dad was at work.
She got it from another family member. That chair was not that special. During the time that her mother was with my father, when my father left for work, because she did not work, when she was at our home, she would have men come to our house, tell me that was either her cousin or one of my dad's friends.
This debt is devastating. Ms. Smith reveals her poor father was on the verge of losing his home over the $92,000 arrears before she had to step in.
You gonna have to let me talk to courtroom.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Okay.
All I want is for the financial ruin over this back child support over $90,000 and done with. When my father needed medical care, I was the one there taking him back and forth to his doctor's appointments. I was the one that was there at the
But you're not the only daughter.
Her own stepdaddy brought her here. Ms. Backus admits her stepdad finally took her to confront Mr. Wooten because she was treating him like crap over her paternity pain.
That's why I got you here today. I called not y'all, and then you sitting up here not claiming me. I really ain't got no time for you. I got a man that came in my life at 10 years old that brought me to my daddy. You hear me? They sat at the same table. My stepdaddy had to take me to my father. He wanted to know what is the pain that this young lady is so I could be with my father. And we have some type of relationship. I talk to him now.
The courtroom is on edge for the final verdict. Is this man's life about to be saved, or has he been paying for his own biological daughter all along?
Alondria Backus, Mr. Wooten Jr., you are not her father.
This poor dude's wedding is literally on the line. If the DNA results prove he's not baby London's dad, he swears he's calling the whole thing off next month.
Mr. Mitchell, you say nothing would make you happier than finding out you are London's biological father. But you are in court today believing there is no way you are. You say if the DNA results prove you are not the father, next month's wedding is off.
After insisting he was the one, Ms. Lohman coolly admits she did tell him there was just a possibility he wasn't the dad. So which version of her story is the real lie?
Me and Mr. Mitchell fight all the time about, me telling Mr. Mitchell that London is his, and he will tell me, no, I don't think she is.
But you've also told him that she's not, so...
No, I have never actually told Jonathan that he was not. I told him there was a possibility that he might not, but I have never for sure told him he hasn't been.
Their love story is a total mess. He moved into her family's house as a friend. Then they started hooking up while she still had another boyfriend.
Were you single at that time?
No, Your Honor, I had a boyfriend at the time. After about 2 months of him living with me and my family, we were sitting on the couch one day just talking, and he kissed me. And I told him, I have a boyfriend, we can do this. And he just kind of shrugged it off and said, okay.
Her poor, clueless ex-boyfriend still has no idea to this day that she was having a secret, unprotected affair with the house guest, Mr. Mitchell, the entire time.
He never found out, and to this day, he still doesn't know.
He does not know to this day that you were also sleeping with Mr. Mitchell.
Right, Your Honor.
Was this just a one-time thing when you all ended up having sex, or did it continue?
It continued.
Were you using protection?
No, Your Honor.
Her scientific paternity proof is absolutely hilarious. She slept with Mitchell every day, but the ex only once or twice. Does this girl actually think making a baby is a lottery game?
I had went to the doctor and confirmed that I was pregnant, and then on my second doctor's appointment I asked, do you have an estimate of when I conceived, because I can't tell you the exact date. And she told me I conceived somewhere between October 12th and October 22nd. And I got to looking back at date, and I had sex with Mr. Mitchell more times than I had sex with my ex. I had sex with Mr. Mitchell about every day and only once or twice with my ex.
All right.
I don't think that's...
She hysterically swears baby London is his clone, pointing to his dark blue eyes and extremely extremely long, thick eyelashes. Is this paternity court or a bizarre beauty pageant?
And then after she was born, I was like, Mr. Mitchell, she looks just like you. I was like, she has your eyes, the same exact eye color.
But just because she has blue eyes and blonde hair doesn't mean she...
My ex had light blue eyes. Jonathan has dark blue eyes. London has dark blue eyes. My ex had little to no eyelashes. Mr. Mitchell has extremely long, thick eyelashes, and my daughter London does as well.
Mr. Mitchell's cousin is not having any of it, savagely claiming Lohman only chose him because she knows he's the better, more responsible baby daddy option. Is this love or a strategic trap?
I believe that she knows that Jonathan is going to do what is right, loves the baby, and he is going to step and be the father that she needs. And I feel like because she knows that is why we are in the situation we are in.
So you basically believe Ms. Lohman has chosen Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
And what about the other potential father, her ex-boyfriend? Oh, he's just a total ghost who blocked her and completely vanished. How unbelievably, suspiciously convenient.
We have no idea where he's even at.
I have no contact with him. I even tried to speak to his father, and his father has no idea. He hasn't seen him in 6 months.
We don't know where he's at.
He will not talk to me. He will not get in contact with me. He's deleted and blocked all my numbers. He's blocked and deleted me on Facebook, the same as the rest of my family.
This man actually got down on one knee and proposed to her while she was pregnant, even with this massive ticking time bomb of a paternity question hanging right over their heads.
So at what point do you two get engaged?
We were in Indiana with a family member of Mr. Mitchell's, and Mr. Mitchell took me on a walk. We were under a beautiful bridge, and he proposed to me.
So he proposed to you, and you said yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Even in spite of this paternity question?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake holds the envelope that will decide their entire future. Will Mr. Mitchell be named the father, or is this wedding officially, spectacularly, and immediately off?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mitchell, you are not the father.
Just basically his eczema that he has and the heart murmur. Yes. If you look at...
Just like Mr. Taylor has?
This whole teenage romance spectacularly imploded just 1 week before prom. She claims he was too immature, but he says his mom caught her getting shady texts from another guy. And how did they get busted? His 15-year-old sister was innocently playing on her phone when she saw texts from another dude asking if she had a good time last night. But he came with the ultimate receipt. Mr. Taylor plays a secret audio recording for the whole court where Ms. Jones is caught screaming, "That's not your baby! Somebody else the daddy!" Her pathetic defense for that damning recording? He sent her a mean text first, so she was just talking out of anger. Will Judge Lake actually buy that ridiculous excuse? The drama goes public. A manager at her job allegedly told his mom that Ms. Jones was running around town claiming multiple different men were potential fathers. Her scientific proof he's the dad? Baby Jaden has eczema and a heart murmur, just like Mr. Taylor. But is that enough to convince a judge? a real doctor is brought into the courtroom and completely destroys her medical evidence, confirming for everyone that heart murmurs are absolutely not hereditary. The conception story is wild. She claims they actually decided to have their baby during a heated game of truth or dare after she ran away from her mom's house to his. Judge Lake has the envelope. Will the DNA prove her first love is the father, or was her angry, recorded voicemail actually the God-honest truth? This poor dude is drowning in a $36,000 plus child support debt for a 22-year-old daughter he hasn't seen in 20 years and is absolutely convinced isn't his. How did he find out about this life-ruining debt? His $80 a day paycheck was garnished down to just $7. He quit his job and literally fled the state. She claims it was a real, loving relationship. He fires back that they only hooked up about 3 times, and then she disappeared. Who is lying about their past? His absolutely wild scam theory. He claims she purposely had court papers sent to the wrong address so he'd miss the court date and be named the dad by default. The condom bombshell. He swears he always used protection and outrageously accuses her of sneaking his used condoms out of the bathroom to trap him. The daughter, Clarissa, now 22, confronts him for the first time. She says he called her once when she was 5, gave her a number, then it was disconnected. His only contact with his alleged daughter since that one call, a series of collect calls from jail, which her mother amazingly accepted so she could talk to her dad. A tearful Clarissa confronts him about missing her entire life, her graduations, her birthdays, everything. Will his heartless excuses even matter now? The courtroom is on edge. Is this man's life about to change forever? Or will his bizarre condom conspiracy theory actually be proven right? After 35 agonizing years, Melanie is meeting the man she believes is her father for the first time. He immediately denies her, and she is utterly heartbroken. His absolutely wild defense? He claims he tricked her mother into confessing she was with another man by just randomly inventing an other guy on the spot. Their romance started at a club. He says she was a stage 5 clinger and a red flag from night 1, but admits he still hooked up with her anyway. He insists he knew she was lying about the pregnancy from the jump, callously figuring she was just trying to trap another military man. The child support saga begins. After his pay was garnished down to just $35 a check, he did the absolute unthinkable to get more money from the military. The ultimate selfish act. He admits he knowingly signed a legal affidavit of paternity, falsely claiming Melanie as his daughter, just so he could get more dependence pay. Judge Lake is absolutely floored by his admission, blasting him for giving his alleged daughter false hope and making the entire situation worse for her just for cash. He then claims her own relatives called him to apologize and tell him that Melanie was not his child. But is this just another one of his convenient lies? A tearful Melanie confronts him for his profound absence, especially for bailing on her college graduation after she begged him to come. The courtroom is silent. Will Melanie finally get the father she's always longed for? Or will this man's original trick prove he was right all along? Grandma Rose Lindsay is fed up. She's dragging 2 potential fathers to court because they're using her grandson, Austin, to play games with her daughter's life. In a sweet moment, Mr. Word recalls seeing Crystal's body, filling out, knowing she was pregnant, and promising to quit his partying ways to support her fully. But the fairy tale quickly ends. Crystal admits she slept with her other ex, Mr. Jones, because she and Mr. Word were in constant, toxic conflict. Grandma Rose then accuses Mr. Word of being so controlling, he once took her daughter's coat and shoes just to keep her from leaving the house. But wait, Crystal reveals that she and Mr. Word actually plan to have a baby together, and she even got off birth control for him. He admits this is true. Grandma claims Mr. Word once abandoned a heavily pregnant Crystal on his front porch for 3 hours in 100-degree heat. He says it was just an accident. Mr. Jones admits Crystal told him it could be mine's or another fella's, and says it didn't matter to me because he wasn't in a committed relationship either. Grandma Rose drops a final, fiery ultimatum on both men. Whoever the dad is, she'll help, but the very first time they mess up, I'm done with you. Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is Mr. Word about to be a confirmed dad despite his whorish ways? Or is it Mr. Jones, the man who pieced out with the deuces? The Grandma War begins. Grandma Sissom is 2,000% certain. Her grandbaby needs his teen dad, Anthony. But Anthony's mom, Grandma Riley, is 100% sure he's not the dad. So how did this happen? Teenager Destiny was constantly sneaking over to Anthony's house, lying to her own mom, and doing the deed right under Anthony's mom's nose. But Grandma Sissom fiercely defends her daughter's honor, bizarrely claiming Destiny was a virgin before meeting Anthony. So who else could possibly be the father? Destiny drops a bomb. She was regularly having relations with Anthony in his bed, while his mom, Grandma Riley, was home and would just casually say hi on her way upstairs. The condom accusation. Grandma Sissom sensationally claims Destiny told her that Grandma Riley actually gave Anthony a condom and told them to use it. Is Grandma Brenda complicit? Anthony's absolutely bonkers reason for wanting a baby at 17? He morbidly claimed he didn't feel safe in the streets and wanted Destiny to have his child just in case if I leave this earth. The hospital showdown. While teen Destiny was in labor, Grandma Sissom actually had Grandma Riley physically kicked out of the hospital by security for being disrespectful. Grandma Riley fires back, accusing Grandma Sissom of having her ejected just so they could coerce her teenage son into signing the birth certificate without her there to intervene. Teen dad Anthony finally speaks, tearfully confirming he does believe Osiris is his because he took her virginity and wanted to leave another seed in this world. Judge Lake holds the envelope that will finally end this teenage soap opera. Will Anthony's bizarre wish for a seed be officially confirmed by science? This poor man's life was shattered when his best friend confessed that he and Deggs' own brother had both had relations with his fiancée, Ms. Guerin. In a jaw-dropping, shameless moment on the stand, Ms. Guerin calmly admits she did, in fact, get with both his best friend and his brother. Her pathetic excuse for this double betrayal? She was lacking affection because he was always at work, and his friend and brother made me feel pretty. Unbelievably, despite this ultimate act of disloyalty with two men closest to him, a heartbroken Mr. Deggs reveals he still stayed with her because I loved her that much. But wait, there's more. She then met a completely new man, her current boyfriend, and started sleeping with him too, all while still stringing Jason along. For the first 6 months of Jason's life, a clueless Mr. Deggs joyfully raised him, even cutting the umbilical cord, totally unaware of her other lovers.
Day one, Your Honor, I was there. And then she has the nerve to wait.
Mr. Deggs, you thought this child was yours.
Something.
Yes, Your Honor, I sure did.
No doubts in your mind. You're going
No
on
doubts
about
at
your
all.
life
Ready
with
to get
your
my
new
family
baby.
established.
The devastating truth was finally revealed during a nasty argument when she cruelly and callously blurted out, "You're probably not even the daddy of Jason anyway."
Mr. Deggs, now take me to that day where, unfortunately, you got that bomb dropped on you.
I think we were in an argument, and out of nowhere she throws at me, "You're probably not even the daddy of Jason anyway."
Now her new boyfriend, Mr. Felton, is actually in a paternity court, testifying that he's been the one acting as Jason's father. What a chaotic mess.
Mr. Felton, please stand now so we can hear your testimony from the podium instead of the chair.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, in your statement to the court, you actually said that you've been the father to this child, even though there's no chance you're the biological father, but saying that you are the man that stepped up.
I do things that a father is supposed to.
Right.
I never try and take the place of his biological father because I'm not his biological father.
So who does she want the father to be after all this? For me right now, no. I do not want Jason to be the father because every weekend it's drama.
What do you want from this, Ms. Heron? Do you want Mr. Deggs to be the father?
For me right now, no, I do not want Jay's father because every weekend it's drama. Another girl.
Mr. Deggs.
Despite her wishing he wasn't the dad, a tearful Mr. Deggs says he still wants to be in Jason's life because I love Jason with all my heart and soul.
What do you want from today?
I want to be in Jason's life. I love Jason.
That's why
With all my heart and soul.
And if he is your son, are you willing to step up?
Yes.
In every way?
In every way.
Judge Lake has the envelope that will finally end this nightmare. Is Mr. Deggs the father, or will his ex-fiance's ultimate betrayal finally set him free?
When it comes to baby Jason Deggs, Mr. Deggs, you are the father.
He's too light for one. You know, the ginger hair, and then like the way his head is shaped. And what I'm showing, the way my head is built with like a roller coaster. You know, it has a lump in the middle. You know, most of my kids, they have it. All of them. As you can see, mine is the same way. As for little Daryl, his head is more flat and his hair is ginger, like a reddish hair. I've never had that in my family.
This grieving couple's marriage is crumbling. Mr. Wells denies their two living children because of rumors and his own wild theories, while they should be mourning their deceased son.
Mrs. McDaniel, you opened your case today in hope of salvaging your marriage with the defendant. You claim you two have suffered a great loss and should be grieving, but instead, due to rumors, your husband is denying your 2-year-old daughter, Ava Wells, and 18-month-old son, Daryl Wells.
Their meet cute is one for the history books. He actually sent his 5-year-old nephew over as a tiny wingman to get Ms. McDaniel's phone number for him.
We met, he was with his sister, and it was at a convention center, and he tried to get his 5-year-old to give me his number, and I was like, no, you asked.
A 5-year-old?
He called me friend.
It was my nephew. I seen that she spoke with my sister and them, so my nephew knew her, so I asked my nephew to go.
Your nephew was 5?
Yeah, at the time, he was 5.
So he would call me, hey, friend, and I'd be like, hey, friend, you know.
I sent my nephew over to ask for her phone number.
His doubt was originally sparked by his meddling ex-girlfriend, who called him out of the blue to warn him his new wife was a thought and the baby wasn't his.
You've heard rumors that your wife is with someone else.
That my kids belong to somebody else.
And who told you that?
My ex. She was like that Megan is the thought of the place where they work at.
But this is your wife she's talking about.
Yes, yes.
So she just decides she's gonna call you out the blue and tell you your wife is a thought.
His suspicion exploded after seeing her at a club where another man stuck his whole hand up her dress and he was smacking her butt.
But he might be thinking of this time we went to a club. This is another reason he probably, don't think it's his kids, because I was in a club with my friend and I was dancing on my friend. The guy spanked me.
And so, Mr. Wells, you saw this happen?
Yes. But the guy, as he starts dancing and twerking, he stuck his whole hand up her dress and he was smacking her butt.
In a moment of pure cruelty, he admits he has told their 2-year-old daughter, Ava, "I ain't your daddy," and then tried to lamely claim it was just a joke.
He has told my daughter, "I'm not your daddy, go find your daddy."
What?
I did not say that.
Mr. Wells, what did you say?
I probably told her, I ain't your daddy. Meaning today. Just a joke, though. I just playing with her.
No, that's not a joke. Because if you were playing, you wouldn't be in this courtroom.
The mystery deepens. The birth certificate for their son, Daryl, is suspiciously missing Mr. Wells' name, even though they were married when he was born.
Clearly see, I'm labeled as Ava's father. I'm not on the birth certificate of him.
But you two were married at the time.
Yes, and he was there for the delivery. He was the only one in the delivery room.
Why leave his name off of this birth certificate?
I don't know, Your Honor. I can't sign it. Obviously he didn't, that's the proof.
So, Mr. Wells, you feel like there's some part of this that was intentional on your wife's part?
Yes.
He even shamefully calls his 18-month-old son his little white boy because the baby has ginger hair and is too light.
And then it's his skin tone. He got ginger hair and he's too light.
Well,
now,
his mother is white now.
But
Your Honor, he calls him white boy. That's not acceptable.
He calls him what?
White boy, and that's not acceptable.
I call him my little white boy.
The most bizarre proof ever. He presents a courtroom exhibit claiming he has a roller coaster head. All his other 5 kids have it, but Daryl's head is suspiciously flat.
He's too light for one. The ginger hair, and then the way his head is shaped. And what I'm showing, the way my head is built with a roller coaster. It has a lump in the middle. Most of my kids, they have it. All of them. As you can see, mine is the same way. As for little Daryl, his head is more flat and his hair is ginger, like a reddish hair. I've never had that in my family.
Despite his unhinged theories and hurtful jokes, he tearfully admits he loves these kids deeply and wishes nothing more than for them to be biologically his.
Mr. Wells, I can see that this makes you very emotional.
Yes, it does.
What are you feeling in this moment?
It's unexplainable. I feel lost, especially without that little boy. I wish that these kids be mine. I want nothing more than that. Even though I do say my little joke names to them, believe me, I love them.
Well, I'm hard on you because children are precious beings.
The courtroom waits for the final verdict. Will this man's wacky genetic theories be proven right, or is he about to get the shock of his life twice?
It has been determined by this court. Wells, you are the father.
When I had gotten pregnant, we were separated. He was with another lady. So every time he comes over, he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. Even if I'm in a relationship, he still does it. As soon as my friend turns his back, he touching on. And I tell him, don't do that. But while I'm separated, I do love him with all my heart. Everything in me loves him.
Mr. McCarroll came over and touched you, and then you got pregnant.
Ms. Bryson is here to prove Mr. McCarroll is her son, Zylan's dad. But he's 100% sure he's not and wants his last name taken off the baby ASAP.
Ms. Bryson, you have dragged the defendant, your ex-boyfriend, Mr. McCarroll, into court today because although you admit to having sex with more than one man, you are here with that Mr. McCarroll is the father of your 18-month-old son, Zylan McCarroll.
She claims their entire relationship failed because he has whorish ways and is always cheating. He just claims he was trying to avoid this exact paternity drama.
We're not working on getting anything back in track because Mr. McCarroll, he has whorish ways. He wants me to be a whore like he is, and I'm not that type of person.
Mr. McCarroll, you want her to be a whore like you are?
No, Your Honor. I have no idea where Ms. Bryson gets that from.
Are you just trying to say he cheats on you a lot?
Yes, every time we're together, he cheats. I wanted us to get married.
Her proof he's a cheater? Anytime he doesn't immediately answer his phone, there is the woman involved, and she even swears his best friend helps him cheat.
I called him, he didn't answer, and I know him. Anytime he don't answer the phone, it's a woman involved.
I
And
always
sure
answer
enough,
my
it
phone.
was.
I don't-
His friend, his best friend still to this day, they cheat together. They do everything together, okay?
His bizarre defense for being shady? She got mad at him for being too quiet while he was downstairs trying to read a Rick James autobiography.
I was reading, I believe it was Rick James autobiography some years ago. As you can imagine, that is a very interesting book. She upstairs with the baby. I'm downstairs because I'm trying to read. The baby crying and whatnot.
I finished the story.
I'm reading the book. She come downstairs huffing and puffing. I've been downstairs too long. I'm too quiet.
The messy conception story. They were separated, and she was with a new man. But McCarroll came over to get his hair braided and was touching on me, leading to a hookup.
When I had gotten pregnant, we were separated. He was with another lady. So every time he comes over, he don't know how to keep his hands to himself. Even if I'm in a relationship, he still does. But while I'm separated, I do love him. I want all my kids to be here.
So you were with another man.
Yes, I was.
In a relationship.
No,
and then Mr. McCarroll came over and touched you, and then you got pregnant.
Surprise! The other potential father, Mr. Perkins, takes the stand. Is he the one who got Ms. Bryson pregnant during her break from Mr. McCarroll?
All of this doubt centers around this other man you were with.
Yes.
He's here, and I want to hear. Jerome, will you please escort him in the courtroom?
But Mr. Perkins says he doesn't believe he's the father because Ms. Bryson told him she was 99% sure that McCarroll was the dad.
Do you believe you are Xylan's biological father?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Why?
Because at the same time she was with me, she was messing around with him and lost my train of thought just thinking about the stuff.
It makes you upset.
Yeah, because I found out that she was messing around on me. So she told me she was 99% sure that he was the father. And
the timeline is an absolute disaster. She admits she slept with Mr. Perkins. Then just 2 days later, she hooked up with Mr. McCarroll.
Well, we slept together also on April the 26th. That's the day that I split up with him. I split up with him. It don't make it right. I know that.
You split up with Mr. Perkins, and then 2 days later you slept with Mr. McCarroll.
Judge Lake has the results for two potential fathers. Is it the Rick James reading Mr. McCarroll or his ex's other lover, Mr. Perkins?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Perkins, you are not the father.
They do good at
but
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months.
So that's when I was staying with you when you were
but
on Tucker
you
CG.
ever
And as
paid
soon as
our
I
rent
moved
5
out,
or 6
y'all
months,
got
Mom?
me because you
yeah,
couldn't
because you
continue to
gave
pay
me a
the rent.
bounce check.
No, I didn't give you a bounce check.
We were in a bond.
I canceled $400 of it. Mike had an $800 check, but I had to take 4 of it to move out of your house because I got tired of living in the situation.
This mother-daughter showdown is absolutely explosive. Mom isn't here for a DNA test. She's suing her own daughter for nearly $4,000 in alleged unpaid loans.
Ms. Scott McCrae, you are suing your daughter for $3,900 in unpaid loans.
Yes, Ron.
The daughter's wild defense? Her mom is just a pathetic old lady who can't hang on to her man and is secretly jealous and wants her husband toy.
Yes.
You say that your daughter's husband is a deadbeat and you wish she'd leave this man and get off the system. Miss Scott, you say your mother was an addict when you were younger and now tries to act holier than thou. You believe that your mother is jealous of you and wants your husband.
To prove her insane theory, the daughter has forced her own mother to take a lie detector test to find out if she's secretly trying to steal her man.
Miss Scott, you petitioned the court for a lie detector test to know once and for all if your mother wants your man.
Yes.
Mom's proof the husband is a total deadbeat? She once witnessed him eat cereal multiple times in one night, and then he drank all the milk.
Why are you calling your daughter's husband a deadbeat?
If I have 5 children depending on me and they need things in the morning to sustain them while they're at daycare, and this man,
What's the
Toy,
things they need?
I was sleeping in their den. I watched Toy one night particularly. He went into the kitchen 3 or 4 times, and the whole night he was eating cereal.
The daughter claps back that her mom gave them a bounced check for rent, which got their family of 9 evicted. Mom says she had to take the cash to escape their chaos.
They do good at
but
tax
let you
time.
tell it you paid our rent for 5 and 6 months.
That's when I was staying with you when you were
but
on Tucker CG. And as soon as I moved out, y'all got me because you couldn't continue to pay the rent.
Bounce check.
No, I didn't give you a bounce check.
We were in a bond.
I canceled $400 of it. Mike had an $800 check, but I had to take 4 of it to move out of your house because I got tired of living in the situation.
Daughter then accuses her own mother of sewing sowing her royal oats and having relations on the couch where her 7 grandchildren could have walked right in on her.
Now, at the end of the year, we got in the bind. Oh, she met this man. Now, she's acting like a little high school girl while she was living with us, sleeping with him in the house. Like one morning, we getting the kids ready for daycare. If Toy wouldn't have walked in the living room, the kids would have seen her full moon.
I don't know if I want to know, but
Having sex? With the children.
Having sex?
You're right.
But Mom has her own dirt. She claims the deadbeat husband was once caught completely naked with another woman and almost lost a thumb in the ensuing chaos.
You really don't like your daughter's husband.
I don't respect him.
So your daughter, has he gotten anything right? Has he been faithful?
If she doesn't respect him, Your Honor,
My
then
daughter
why
has
is she
actually
always
come
touching
home
on him?
from the hospital and caught her husband naked in their house with another woman.
The daughter claims her mom is so obsessed with her husband, she once gave him a slobbery kiss on the cheek. Is Grandma really this thirsty for her son-in-law?
About the day when we was in the home having a couple of drinks, Your Honor, she's about to leave. I walk her out to her car. Now, she got in her car, cranked it up, so of course, something just told me to, just look back out the door. She done got out her car, walked up to our car where Toy was sitting and kissed him on his cheek. A slobbery kiss. If he would have turned his face, that would have been tongue kissing.
The husband, Toy, finally speaks. He confirms his mother-in-law is always touching his chest and pouting, and he thinks she has a little crush and a little mental problem.
She always touching me on my chest.
What chest?
She always pouting on me. She always saying, do more than I can't. My son or the man I'm sleeping with come and do things.
God.
What came out the blue one day to even come and get me to come and pick up a tent for her?
A $30
that
tent.
Man she's sleeping with in the same.
Put that tent up.
The courtroom is on edge for the final verdict. Is Grandma a Jekyll and Hyde man-stealer, or will the lie detector prove her daughter's accusations are just trash?
Ms. Scott McCrae, you were asked, have you ever made any sexual advances towards your son-in-law, Toy? You said no.
No.
And the lie detector determined that was the truth.
Yes, it was.
Ms. Scott McCrae. Mr. Patrick, in your court papers, you specify that you also had additional doubts. They're specifically around Larry. What are those doubts?
I think he's ADHD or something. You know what I mean? He doesn't listen. He's rambunctious.
He's a little boy.
And I hope he grows out of it someday. But I believe he's ADHD. Doesn't run in my family.
How do you
doesn't
know
run
that?
In her family.
This poor guy let a stranger rent a room, but the man mysteriously vanished after 5 days, right before his girlfriend, Ms. Pence, also disappeared overnight.
Mr. Patrick, you say 5 years ago you made a huge mistake by opening your doors to a stranger who needed a place to stay because that man betrayed you and slept with your girlfriend, Ms. Pence.
We had wanted to purchase another home. We met the gentleman, helped pay the bills and stuff. 5 or 6 days, and he up and moved out. And I questioned her. I said, wonder why he just up and left. Is it because me and you argue a lot?
She returned the next morning with her hair as a wreck, looking like she went through a hurricane, and then immediately confessed she did sleep with their former roommate.
Well, she doesn't show up until the next day, about 10:30 in the morning.
Really?
And her hair's a wreck. Looked like she went through a hurricane or something.
Ms. Pence, you got missing overnight?
I did.
Why was you gone all night? You know what I mean? What'd you do? Who was you with?
And what was her response?
She just was talking in circles, basically.
I confessed, Your Honor, at that time.
What did you tell him, Ms. Pence?
I had told him that I had slept with a gentleman that had been staying with us.
Her absolutely wild excuse for cheating? Mr. Patrick kept accusing her of it, so she decided to make his paranoid nightmare a reality.
I kind of went looking for him. Larry had continuously, from day one, accused me of cheating constantly. I had never slept with anyone else before that night. I had constantly, it has nothing to do with that. I never slept with anyone before that, never. You constantly accused me of it, and I kept telling you, you're going to keep pushing, and it's going to happen.
But where is this mystery roommate now? Ms. Pence conveniently claims she has no idea where he is and hasn't spoken to him once since their alleged one-night stand.
Do you know where to find him if he is the father?
No, Your Honor, I don't. I've never spoke with the guy after that night.
Never kept in touch with him after that night?
No, Your Honor. I couldn't tell you where he is right now.
The conception window is a complete disaster. She admits she slept with the other man on October 29th, then with her actual boyfriend, Mr. Patrick, just 5 days later.
A 5-day window between what?
From the date that she had slept with the other man.
Let's clear it. Ms. Pence, which day did you sleep with the other man?
October 29th was the date that I had slept.
Oh, yeah, we need to have that circle on the calendar as well.
I slept with the other gentleman on October 29th, 4 days later.
So that is just a 5-day window.
His other bizarre proof that one of the twins isn't his? The little boy is rambunctious, and ADHD doesn't run in my family.
Mr. Patrick, in your court papers, you specify that you also had additional doubt, and they're specifically around Larry. What are those doubts?
I think he's ADHD or something. You know what I mean? He doesn't listen. He's rambunctious.
He's a little boy.
And I hope he grows out of it someday, but I believe he's ADHD or
There's
something.
nothing wrong with
autistic.
Larry.
And so,
Doesn't run in my family.
How do you
doesn't
know
run
that?
In her family.
A psychiatrist is brought in to school him on genetics, but even after the expert science lesson, Mr. Patrick stubbornly admits it doesn't help the doubt.
But it's a much more complicated picture than that, and that's not the entire story. So sometimes we can point to one gene, sometimes it's multiple, and sometimes it's the way that the genes interact with the environment, and sometimes the genes have nothing to do with it, and it's just something that, or during the delivery, or in that child's early childhood, that can affect how they learn. And sometimes it's just the environment, like with lead poisoning, for example.
Because he suspected more betrayals, Patrick forced her to take a lie detector test. First question, was there another man besides the roommate? She said no. Deceptive.
Ms. Pence, you were asked, did you have sexual intercourse with the man whom you cheated on Mr. Patrick with more than once? You said no. The lie detector determined you were being deceptive.
The courtroom is on pins and needles. Is Mr. Patrick the father of these twins, or will the lie detector prove to be the ultimate, devastating truth teller?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Patrick, you are the father.
I told you. Mother, I told you.
Girl, she messaged me basically saying that, you know, they was talking, he was her boyfriend as well. He didn't know me. I'm just
So you got a message out of the blue from another woman. And it says, he told me you were his ex and that you were pregnant, but you're and didn't know who the dad was.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't his first reality TV rodeo. Mr. Silva from Love and Hip Hop is now in paternity court because he doubts he's the father of baby legend.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Silva, you were involved in a paternity case on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in support of your sister who took a DNA test to prove paternity of her child. You now stand here in court with your own case because you say there is absolutely no way you are the biological father of the plaintiff's son.
His absolutely unhinged philosophy on relationships. Mr. Silva declares it's okay for men to cheat because God created men to conquer, but women absolutely cannot.
I grew up loving women, loving sex.
You grew up loving sex.
To me, I always felt like it was okay for men to go out, have sex, and, you know, cheat, come home to their family, and women can't go out, have sex, and, you know, come home, and especially with a baby.
Judge Lake was not having it, shutting down his bizarre theory by hilariously asking, "What are we on? Game of Thrones?"
You aren't the only man that feels like that.
Well, Your Honor,
like
God created men to conquer, to overrule, and women cannot empower men.
What are we on, Game of Thrones?
You see what I did?
His doubt first ignited when he caught her texting her ex. He snooped on her phone only to find she had changed her password and locked him out.
Your Honor, we were broken up for 4 weeks, Your Honor. I caught her texting her ex. I caught them texting multiple times. She claims they're just friends. One day, I just decided to try to go in her phone, and she changed her password on me. She was in the bathroom when I was trying to get in there, and I typed it in wrong, so I tried 2-3 more times until it locked me out. So when she finally got out of the bathroom, I was like, so you're seeing your ex and you changed your password. What you gotta hide?
But she fires back with a jaw-dropping bombshell. Other women text her phone talking about our boyfriend. Is this man living a triple life?
And that's exactly.
But my whole thing is like, why do you keep asking me what I have to hide when every single time I turn around, it's another female texting my phone like, oh, I was just dating I was just dating your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is my boyfriend, our boyfriend. Like, what you mean?
Wait, what?
Boyfriend.
While they were broken up for a month, he saw her on Snapchat, turning up, getting lit with men. So how could he possibly believe the baby is his?
Mr. Silva, how long were you broken up before she told you she was pregnant?
Was broken up for about 3-4 weeks, a month, and I didn't hear from her. So at the time, she gets booked to model and promote events. That's what she loved doing. So on her Snapchat, she's turning up, getting lit with men, drinking, smoking. So how do you expect me to believe that you've been gone for 3-4 weeks?
He claims he felt totally pressured by her whole family to sign the birth certificate right there in the hospital, even with all his doubts swirling.
None but her family was there. I was by myself. I came in. As soon as the legend was born, the doctor came in the room straight to me and gave me the paper. I didn't want to make her look bad. So
so you signed the birth certificate?
Yes. I felt pressure to sign this.
And if you start talking about DNA tests and not signing birth certificates, it sheds a negative light on her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then she comes with the ultimate receipts. Another woman messaged her, exposing text where Mr. Silva told this other girl that Reeves was pregnant but didn't know who the dad was.
Girl, she messaged me basically saying that, you know, they was talking. He was her boyfriend as well. He didn't know me. I'm just
So you got a message out of the blue from another woman. And it says, he told me you were his ex and that you were pregnant, but you're and didn't know who the dad was.
Yes, ma'am.
His pathetic excuse for trashing her to another woman he was seeing? Oh, he was just being grimy because he thought she was playing him.
Did you tell this woman that she was pregnant, but she didn't know who the father of her child was?
Your Honor, I told her that she was pregnant, and I told her that she wasn't pregnant by me, you know, but the whole thing, I just said that out of, you know, just being grimy.
His final heartless ultimatum is laid bare. I want this child to be mine. But if he's not, then she gotta kick rocks. She gotta go.
I want this child to be mine, and I really, you know, hoping that the results saying that I'm his father, because if he's not, then she gotta kick rocks, she gotta go. I can't look at her the same, I can't respect her.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Will this hypocritical king be proven a father after all, or is his girlfriend about to kick rocks out of his life for good?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Silva, you are the father.
I was working. I was tired.
No, he wasn't worried about my pregnancy because he was busy getting someone else pregnant.
I was working.
So wait a minute. At the time Miss Kingsbury was pregnant, you had someone else pregnant as well?
Well, yeah, you can say that.
So you wasn't sleeping too much.
Ms. Kingsbury says they plan to have baby Chance together, but now Mr. James, her supposed first love, is completely denying his own son.
Miss Kingsbury, you say you were in a romantic relationship with the defendant, Mr. James, planned to have a child together, but when your 11-month-old son, Chance, was born, Mr. James turned on you and began to deny paternity.
Well, me and Mr. James, we planned to have our son, planned to have a child together. So that's what hurts me.
His big defense? Undeniable medical evidence. But he also casually admits he was never actually in love with her, just thought she was a very nice woman to have a baby with.
Mr. James, you say you had stopped all intimate relations with Miss Kingsbury during the window of conception. You say you can prove this is not your child with undeniable medical evidence.
The trust was shattered after she told one little lie about getting a ride from a male customer. This single lie then spiraled into wild rumors of her hopping out of cars with other men.
We had an incident about me lying about something. That's when he stopped, I guess, wanting to be serious with me.
You're right.
That's when all the... I lied about a way that I got to work. I didn't tell him who took me. I lied about... I told him that it was my sister who took me, but it was a customer of mine. I asked him if he can give me a ride to work.
Jaw-dropping bombshell. While Ms. Kingsbury was pregnant with their supposedly planned baby, Mr. James was out getting another woman pregnant at the exact same time.
I was working. I was tired.
No, he wasn't worried about my pregnancy because he was busy getting someone else pregnant.
I was working.
At the time Miss Kingsbury was pregnant, you had someone else pregnant as well?
Well, yeah, you can say that.
So you wasn't sleeping too much.
And how did she find out about the other baby mama? He chased her down the street in his car after a fight and just screamed out the window, "That's why I got someone else pregnant."
But I wasn't talking to her at that time either, though.
Yes, he was.
At the
he
point,
moved on after pregnant.
Yelling out.
I stayed at his house the night before. That morning when we got up, me about diabetes, I'm a diabetic. Traded, and I walked out his house, and I walked in my house. He jumped in his car and proceeded to follow behind me and yelled out the window, "That's why I got someone else pregnant."
Despite all that unbelievable drama and him having another pregnant lover on the side, Mr. James was still there for Chance's birth and signed the birth certificate.
Were you at the hospital? Did you participate in the birth?
Yes.
You did?
Yes, I right there when he was born.
He was.
But not her C-section, but when he was there, I was holding him. I seen him pee-pee.
He signed the birth certificate. He signed the birth certificate and everything. He did.
Because I thought
my son has his last name.
His undeniable medical evidence is finally revealed. Baby Chance was born with the sickle cell trait, which Mr. James arrogantly insists no one in his family has.
Even though I had my doubts, as a person, I believe in God, whatever like that. I believe as a man,
the doubt is
responsibility. I think when he was like 2 months, the sickle cell trait.
Okay, Chance was born with the sickle cell trait.
Yes.
The sickle cell.
Now, let's talk about some evidence.
When I heard about the sickle cell trait, I did my research with that trait. I had to be a carrier, or somebody on my side had to be a carrier. I don't have it, my mother
How do you know you?
But wait, under questioning, Mr. James admits he's never actually been tested for the trait himself. He just assumes he doesn't have it because he's never felt sick.
Don't have it.
Because the doctor never said I had that type of trait, even though.
Have you ever gone in and been tested specifically?
Not specifically. If I don't have it, if my mother don't have it, my dad don't have it. So somebody on her side of the family gotta have it.
I don't have it and my daughter don't have it.
A real medical expert is brought into the courtroom who schools him on basic genetics. Anyone can be a silent carrier. His entire medical evidence theory is on very shaky ground.
The genes for sickle cell disease are very simple. You get a gene for hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the red stuff in the red blood cell, and that's sickle cell disease is a problem with hemoglobin. So you get a gene for hemoglobin on the sperm from the father, and you get a gene for hemoglobin from the egg on the mother, okay? Absolutely, one of them has to have sickle cell trait in order for the baby to have sickle cell trait.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is Mr. James the father despite his medical evidence, or is his girlfriend about to be told to kick rocks for good?
It has been determined by this court. So James,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are the father.
I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor, quickly changed my clothes, and I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital, and I was there. I called my boss at work and said, hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care if you fire me or whatever.
In a wild paternity court twist, Ms. Miller is here to prove her incredibly dedicated ex, Mr. Rasmussen, isn't her daughter Zaylee's dad and wants him gone.
Ms. Miller, you're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend Scotty Rasmussen that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter Zaylee Rasmussen. You claim you've been in an ongoing court battle over custody and have petitioned the court several times for a DNA test, all of which have been denied.
His explanation for her bizarre crusade? She hates me, because he shamefully admits he cheated on her right at the end of their relationship.
Why is Ms. Miller saying you're not Zaylee's father?
Your Honor, I believe it's just out of pure hatred.
You say she hates you. Why does she hate you?
She hates me because at the end of the relationship, when things got rocky, I'll admit it, I did go to another woman. I'll be the first to admit that, it was my mistake.
But she claims his cheating is old news. The real reason she wants him gone is because she thinks he only wants visitation just to claim Zaylee on his taxes.
He says this is about visitation too. He loves his daughter, but you don't want him to have the visitation. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor. Because I believe that the only reason why he wants the visitation is to claim her on his taxes.
Her big gotcha proof he's not the dad. He was partying it up in Las Vegas when Zaylee was conceived, and she was busy getting with someone else.
Because I still believe that he is not hers.
You don't believe he's her biological father?
Yes, Your Honor. She was conceived in March 2011. He wasn't even in the same state. He was in Vegas. At that time in March, I wasn't even with him. I was with somebody else because he broke up with me because he cheated on me.
But Mr. Rasmussen says he had absolutely no idea about another man until 5 months after Zaylee's birth, when she suddenly dropped that bombshell in family court.
I was, and still believe, I was the biological father until about 5 or 6 months or so, give or take, after she was born. We were talking to the family court commissioner about custody, things that go along with that, like where she'd be going to school, her doctor, and all that. Miss Miller brings it up that I could possibly not be the father because of another man that was involved, and she gave some date, I can't remember the specifics.
His absolutely legendary birth story. He raced 45 miles through a foot of snow, beating her to the hospital, and told his job, fire me, because my daughter's being born.
I was at my job as a cashier. I got a phone call and I answered it. They said she was going into labor, quickly changed my clothes, and I drove about 45 miles through a winded, wooded road in Wisconsin in December, mind you, so it was about a foot of snow on the ground. I made it to that hospital in less than 35 minutes. I beat her to the hospital, and I was there. I called my boss at work and said, hey, I gotta take some days off. I don't care if you fire me or whatever.
She scoffs at his heroic tale, calling it a complete lie and claiming he just sat in the corner on his computer, showing not much excitement at all.
That's a lie. After she was born.
That was an amazing story. You say that was a lie?
Yes, it is. While I was in labor, he was sitting on one of those hospital cot beds on his computer in the corner, not paying attention to me, in his own little bubble.
How often does a man beat the woman to the hospital?
I really didn't see much excitement.
You didn't?
No.
So why did she let him sign the birth certificate? Because they were engaged. But then one of his own friends snitched that he was cheating with multiple girls.
You let him sign the birth certificate?
I gave my daughter my last name.
Because we were engaged, and I thought we were going to get married. I thought we were going to have a happy life and raise our daughter together until about 3 months after she was born. One of his friends told me everything that he was doing throughout our entire relationship, cheating on me, going to multiple places to meet multiple girls.
And what about the other potential father in this mess? Ms. Miller claims he's a ghost, ghost who conveniently changed his number, moved, and completely disappeared off the face of the earth.
Where's this other possible father?
I'm not even quite sure. After we broke up, he changed his number, he moved, he pretty much disappeared. I have tried to find him, I have tried to get a hold of him, and I can't find him.
The courtroom is dead silent as the verdict for Zaley is read. Is this man's epic 10,000-mile journey of fatherhood about to come to a devastating, soul-crushing end?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. Miss Miller?
Well, don't talk to me and don't come around me then.
But you know what?
How about that?
Why are you nasty?
How about that? I'm being nasty because I've been doing this for 3 years, Tanya. You raised 2 boys by yourself.
So what?
So you know how it is. So don't come at me with that. You all up in his business. You acting like you laying under him.
Why? Because you want to?
Ms. Sutton claims she discovered her man, Mr. Smith, was living a double life with another baby mama only, after she tagged him in her ultrasound pic on Facebook.
What do you mean he had a double life?
Him and his other baby mama were together when he was supposed to be with me. Like, he was staying with me, living with me. I used to see him every day. He used to come home every night. And then all of a sudden, when I get pregnant, it's an issue. When I post my picture of my ultrasound when I got pregnant with my daughter on Facebook, I tagged him in it, and that's when she messaged me, and she told me who she was.
His wild defense? They only had one hookup. Then he went on vacation, and she called him pregnant. He immediately accused her of lying with Jimmy, Joe, and John.
First, I met her through my cousin. First time we had a sexual encounter, we met at my auntie house. I had went out of town to Cleveland, Ohio. It was on the 4th of July. She called my cousin's phone and something like, is DJ around you? And she gave me the phone. She was like, she said, I'm pregnant by you. I'm like, you pregnant by who? She's like, by you. I'm like, you lying. You gotta be lying. I'm like, what about Jimmy, Joe, and John?
His scientific proof that baby Kaylee isn't his, he ridiculously declares, ain't nobody in my family got no big forehead like that.
You've been denying my baby from day one when she looked just like you. Ain't nobody in my family got no big forehead like that.
But wait, Ms. Sutton claims he actually dodged 2 free DNA tests through child support. He just screams back that she and her mom are ghetto and nasty.
Then she gonna say that she tried to give me a free DNA test. Okay, if you try to give me a free DNA test.
Child support, he did not show up twice for a DNA test. So what that's saying, I was a man, if I know a baby wasn't mine, I'll be the first one up there to take a DNA test.
Then his mom, Ms. Colley, drops an absolute nuke. She claims Ms. Sutton has slept with her other family members, husbands and baby daddies, and she personally caught her in bed with one.
Your Honor, Miss Sutton is not telling you that she done slept with my family members, husbands and baby daddy. And I caught her with one of them. We have tried hard, very hard, to get along with this girl. She has slept with one of my family members, both of her baby daddies. And when I was staying with Miss Sutton, I came home and caught her in bed with one of them.
Sutton's weak defense for getting caught? Yes, she started sleeping with that other guy, but only after baby Kaylee was born, when he was her boyfriend at the time.
Are you sleeping with multiple people in her family?
Me and the person that she say I was sleeping with, I did not start sleeping with her after that my daughter was born.
The jailbird saga unfolds. He admits that every time he got locked up, she'd put money on his books, so he felt obligated to her when he got out.
Your Honor, let me tell you what my mama mean when she say bye-bye. Okay, every time I got incarcerated, me and LaQuay, we wasn't never in no boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. Yes, we did have a sexual intercourse with each other. So every time I done went to jail, yes, I done called LaQuay. She think that just because she put money on my book, money on my phone, when I get out, she feel like I'm obligated to stay with her because what she done for me behind the wall.
The mothers go to war. After Ms. Colley unleashes on Sutton, Sutton disgustingly implies that Colley is just jealous and wants her own son.
Well, don't talk to me and don't come around me then.
But you know what?
How about that? How about that? I'm being nasty because I've been doing this 3 years, Tanya. You raised 2 boys by yourself.
So what?
So you know how it is. So don't come at me with that. You all up in his business. You acting like you laying under him.
Why? Because you want to?
Ms. Sutton has a gut-wrenching breakdown, sobbing that Smith does for his other kids while she was bringing their baby to a nasty, stinking jail to visit him.
Does for all his other kids, but don't do for mine. You know how hurtful that is? That you see that on social media and his other baby mama tagging me in pictures of him holding his daughter and don't even want to take a picture with mine. Tell him that he loves me and how he want to be with me and my baby. I brought my baby down to the jail to see him. Stuff. Who wants to bring that baby to a nasty, stinking jail?
After all the jailhouse romance, family feuds, and big forehead theories, the DNA results for Kaylee are in. Is this man who lived a double life her father?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are the father.
I had a
a blood clot. Put me in the hospital, put me on blood thinners. And they said the blood thinners carry a massive risk, neither one of you making it through. And I called him and I said, you need to come home.
I'd never been so scared in my life.
And I told him that I didn't know if Lucas was gonna make it. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. He came home. We spent the next month in the hospital.
Mr. Reed is convinced it's medically impossible that he's baby Lucas's father and has been haunted by the doubts ever since his birth.
Mr. Reed, you believe it is medically impossible that you are Lucas's father. You say you bonded with him at birth and have taken care of him and loved him. Every time you look at Lucas, you are haunted by the doubts that you are not his biological father.
But the doubt truly ignited after an argument when Ms. Whittier admits she spitefully and foolishly snapped at him, well, how do you know if it's even yours?
Getting away from the conflict that constantly drags our family down.
And that conflict is all based upon a paternity issue.
Shortly before Lucas's birth, we had an argument. That argument led to the ultimate gonna shut him up kind of moment. So I said, well, how do you know if it's even yours?
You say that in the argument?
Yes.
Their romance had a wild start. He saved her toddler from drowning. They fell hard, then had a psychic connection and reunited across state lines.
So talk to me about the nature of this relationship. How did your relationship begin?
Tried to save my toddler that he thought was drowning. He didn't realize she could swim.
Good reflexes, Mr. Reed.
It was a baby, and she was adorable, cute little stubby thing running around the pool in a little swimmer diaper. She jumps in the pool, and I'm right behind her, and I come up looking for her, swimming around.
Then the exes came for blood. His ex whispered doubts in his ear, while her ex sent a disgusting, vulgar video to her phone that Mr. Reed found.
That's what my mom said.
Did you have any doubt during that time that the child was yours?
No, not at the time of the pregnancy, I didn't know.
With his ex-girlfriend. The conflict started between me and her. Well, then she starts whispering in his ear, oh, well, what if it's not yours? There was some argument. An ex of mine decided to be disgusting, send a very vulgar message to my phone.
During the pregnancy, a terrified Mr. Reed rushed back to her side to be her rock after she developed a life-threatening blood clot that risked both her and the baby.
I had a blood clot. Put me in the hospital, put me on blood thinners. And they said the blood thinners carry a massive risk, neither one of you making it through. And I called him and I said, you need to come home.
I'd never been so scared in my life.
And I told him that I didn't know if Lucas was gonna make it. He came home. We spent the next month in the hospital.
The ultimate birth certificate bombshell. Mr. Reed's name isn't on it because Ms. Whittier is still technically married to a whole other man.
It's a bad element.
Are you on Lucas's birth certificate?
No, ma'am.
He's not.
That lady came in there and said, we cannot put his name on the birth certificate since she is still technically married, and she is.
Was not able to put his name on the birth certificate because by law, your husband is presumed to be father of the child.
A man I have never laid eyes on.
The core of his doubt, baby Lucas was born with albinism, a rare genetic disease that Mr. Reed swears no one in his healthy family has ever had.
When Lucas started getting really sick, when he was 2 weeks old, he had his first grand mal seizure. Sometime during that 3-week hospitalization, Joe's like, how does this happen? You know, nobody in my family has seizures. Nobody in my family has any of the feeding issues or the heart issues or the brain issues that Lucas does.
To make things even more confusing, the other man Ms. Whittier slept with during a break is also blonde and blue-eyed, fueling the paternity mystery.
Your grandmother, grandfather, on both sides, maternal and paternal.
No, I had...
Your mother and father.
Yeah, nobody has albinism. I've never heard of anybody.
There's no one with an actual diagnosis, but there's several people who show similar symptoms.
Do any of your exes have this albinism gene?
Medically, I have no idea.
A genetics expert is brought in, explaining that any two parents can unknowingly carry the recessive gene for albinism. But will hard science be enough to convince Mr. Reed?
From the parents to the child, but depending on which gene is affected, depends on whether both parents or one parent passes it. And when it meets a copy of itself, meaning both parents having the albinism, the same gene affected, then it becomes dominant. Yes, everybody can carry the albinism trait, but usually you only find out when the baby gets here.
Judge Lake holds the envelope. Is it truly medically impossible, like Mr. Reed believes? Or is he the biological father of the beautiful boy he already loves so much?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Reed, you are the father. Court has identified and located another man who says he was intimate with you as well.
Look at that though.
That man, Mr. Gregory, is here.
A shame.
Mr. Boston's genius, proof. He's not baby Tristan's dad. You have to have relations to make a baby, and I don't remember even doing that with her.
Mr. Boston, what is your proof that you are not Tristan's father?
Your Honor, you have to have sex to make a baby. And I don't believe in, I don't remember even doing that well.
Lies.
His story crumbles in seconds. First, no relations, then relations with protection. Ms. Murphy screams he never used protection, and the judge declares his credibility shot.
Did you or did you not have a sexual relationship with Ms. Murphy?
I mean, I had, Your Honor, but we had protection.
On different occasions.
So I'm trying to figure out how this baby.
Okay, but now you done started off the whole case lying. You said you gotta have sex to have a baby.
Exactly.
You're saying you didn't have sex, but you did.
Right.
Now you're saying you used protection.
Yes.
The best part? He didn't even know her real name, Teresa Murphy, despite supposedly sleeping with his friend Bookie for months. How is that even possible?
That family member came in the house and told me, well, you know somebody named Teresa? At the time, I didn't know her government name. Only thing I knew was
He's
Bookie.
lying.
Never knew her name was Teresa.
Oh my God.
Even in Chicago.
So you've been sleeping with her for 4 months and don't know her name.
Not even her government name.
His big aha moment came after he sobered up from a tipsy night. Only then did he realize the timeline for conception made absolutely no sense.
I say, well, congratulations. Tell her congratulations. Who was the father? So the lady she's saying you the father of this child. Oh yeah, so how far along is she? She like you. So yeah, at the time, yes, I was a little tipsy, you know what I'm saying? But in my head, yeah, I got another child on the way, I'm gonna see how this work out.
The plot thickens to a gumbo. Ms. Murphy finally admits she wasn't exclusive with Boston, and the court reveals another man, Mr. Gregory, was also in the mix.
For that 4 months, you were sleeping with him without protection consistently. Before you got pregnant, was he the only man you were intimate with at all? Let her answer.
No.
Court has identified and located another man who says he was intimate with you as well.
Look at that though.
That man, Mr. Gregory, is here.
Enter potential father number 2, Mr. Gregory. He coolly admits to relations with Ms. Murphy, but the second she told him she was pregnant via Facebook, he promptly blocked her.
We've determined that you, in fact, have had a relationship with Ms. Murphy.
A sexual relationship. She texted me on Facebook and told me she was pregnant. I never talked to her again. Deleted everything. So I blocked her. So I blocked her.
You got a message on Facebook that she was potentially pregnant by you and you deleted her?
Blocked it.
He blocked me.
Miss Murphy's own best friend spills the tea. Boston was sleeping in her bed, but then Murphy did start messing with Mr. Gregory during a 2-week break.
Who do you believe is Tristan's biological father?
Mr. Boston. Well, I was living with Teresa the whole time.
Floor.
He
was sleeping in my bed.
Was Mr. Boston the only man coming over there within that 4-month period?
When she was saying him, he was the only man. They broke up. They weren't talking. I say 2 weeks. That's when she started messing with Mr. Gregory.
The ultimate child support scam. Ms. Murphy put Boston on child support simply because she had his info and he didn't visit before the birth, not because she knew he was the dad.
A name listed as father on his birth certificate.
I put Mr. Boston on child support.
You did what? I ain't
I
getting
have
no letter.
proof.
Why would you arbitrarily choose Mr. Boston and put him on child support?
At the time when I conceived, I didn't talk to neither one of them, but I had Mr. Boston information as far as his birthday, his social security number, and everything.
Judge Lake completely erupts, blasting Ms. Murphy for running around here having relations like it's a sport and just randomly picking a dad to put on child support.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna learn something today. Y'all gonna learn something in this courtroom today. Running around here having sex like it's a sport, and then when somebody asks her to name a father, she just named the one that she got the most information on.
Thank you.
First up, Mr. Gregory, the man who blocked her on sight. Judge Lake opens the envelope. Is he the father of 10-month-old Tristan, or is he permanently off the hook?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Gregory, you are not his father.
Now for Mr. Boston, the guy who doesn't remember. Will Judge Lake's second envelope confirm his forgotten night of partying led to fatherhood, or is Tristan's dad still a total mystery?
It has been determined by this court, Mr. Boston, you are not the father. I gotta drop a little knowledge on you, Mr. Matthews. If these kids are yours today, you gonna be paying for it.
Begins with Mr. Matthews claiming Ms. Rainey has family trees in her. She fires back that she wasted 8.5 years in love with him.
Mr. Matthews.
The ultimate legendary power move. After he dared her, she actually named their son, Saleh, after the other man she was sleeping with.
Okay, so Ms. Rainey, why did you name your son after another man?
He told me to.
Yeah,
His words was, "That ain't my son.
Why
he
is you
don't look.
texting
He
me?
don't look like me."
His excuse for their 8.5-year relationship? Just meaningless hookups. He icily declares, "I've been dealing with females since I was 13. She don't stand a chance."
For 8.5 years and don't have no feelings. Period. Point.
Future confession. She says she worked every job imaginable, even on a pole, to support him. He shamelessly admits, "If she gave it to me,
We're panhandling.
busted." After all his vehement denials, it's revealed he already signed the birth certificate for their daughter, Renaya, legally making himself a dad.
He already gonna be paying for one because he signed the birth certificate, so I ain't worried about it.
So, did you in fact sign the birth certificate?
For the girl, for Renaya, not for Salih.
Breaking moment, Ms. Rainey reveals her rough life in foster care is why she clung to him, desperate not to have her kids abandoned like she was.
He gonna keep playing me that way, but at a point in time, I'm done. I'm tired and I'm fed up.
If 2 kids weren't enough, Mr. Matthews casually admits he has 6 other kids with other women. Is on edge for the final verdict. Is this broke moocher about to be on the hook for 2 kids? Or is the joke on Ms. Rainey? Sisters are dragging their own mother, Ms. Liddell, to court, accusing her of lifelong paternity fraud after decades of lies about their real dad.
Hey.
In a stunningly brutal opening, Mom Ms. Liddell viciously calls her own daughters manipulators. Just like me, doubt first ignited years ago, when their mom, in a fit of rage, venomously screamed at daughter Jamie, "That's why he's not your father, just to hurt her."
Without me not knowing who my father was.
Lisa's unbelievable meet your dad story. A random man at a gas station recognized her mom, who then casually pointed and said, "Lisa, that your daddy." The alleged dad, Mr. Williams, appears via video and immediately denies the girls are his because their mom was a known party girl, fast girl, who he caught cheating.
Deep in my heart, yeah, and I hate to say it, and it's hurting me to say it too, but no, I do not.
You don't act like Sean.
And
Don't act like it.
what are your doubts?
I always had.
Daughters tearfully confess they almost don't want him to be their dad because he was so absent, leaving them with no mother or father their entire lives.
Heard about this man. This is my real father.
Yes. Why it hurts so bad? Because he is the only father that I ever knew. He is, but it's kind of a part of me that, we your little girls, we your daughters. We already don't.
Entire family emotionally shattered? Will the final DNA results bring any closure at all, or just confirm their entire lives have been one catastrophic lie?